Let's talk about the carnivore diet. No fluff, no fanboy echo chamber, and no anti-meat propaganda either. Just real talk, grounded in science and biology. You've probably seen the claims. People reversing autoimmune disease, fixing their gut, crushing anxiety, losing 50 pounds and getting shredded, all by eating nothing but steak, eggs, and maybe some liver if they're feeling wild. But is the carnivore diet some ancient nutritional wisdom we've forgotten, or just another shiny hammer in the never-ending diet circus? Let's cut through the noise on this one. The carnivore crowd is loud and proud. Let's outline some of their greatest hits. It cures autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, and lupus. It fixes gut disorders like IBS, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis. It even reverses insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. It boosts mental clarity, eliminates depression and anxiety. It's how our ancestors ate, and plants are trained to kill you. If you believe the hype, spinach is toxic, fiber is useless, and the path to enlightenment is paved with ribeye. Let's dissect where these claims are coming from. It's mostly coming from testimonials, social media, and a few small observational surveys. Think Reddit threads, Facebook groups, podcasts, and fringe case studies. Are those worthless? No, but they're not high quality evidence either. They're stories, not science. So let's walk through each claim and look at what actually might be going on with these. Autoimmune diseases. Here's where the carnivore diet gets its strongest anecdotal wins. People with autoimmune conditions report less joint pain, less brain fog, better skin, better energy, and it's legit. It's the meat or what the diet removed. See, autoimmune diseases are often triggered or exacerbated by gluten and dairy, lectins and nightshades, processed seed oils and refined carbs, oxalates, and other plant defense chemicals. The carnivore diet eliminates all of that. It is an ultra-restricted elimination diet. So the person goes carnivore and then boom, symptoms drop. Is it because the red meat cured their immune system or because they stopped eating foods that were triggering inflammation? There is actually a big difference in that. They might have gotten the same result on a well-constructed autoimmune protocol diet or a low food map diet or even just a strict elimination protocol that included plants. But you don't get as many YouTube clicks from saying, I removed gluten, sugar, and seed oils. Claim number 2, carnivore heals the gut. Let's talk about that. If you've got IBS, Crohn's, or colitis, the carnivore diet can feel like a miracle. Bloating goes down, diarrhea stops, cramping goes away. But why? Because you've stopped eating fiber, which ferments and can aggravate a damaged gut. You've stopped eating food maps, which are fermentable carbs that wreck people with IBS. And you stopped eating plant toxins and anti-nutrients like oxalates, lectins, and saponins. In other words, you're giving your gut a break. You're not feeding the fire. That's not the same as healing the gut. You are avoiding triggers. Now, long-term, there are concerns. You're getting no fiber, no plant polyphenols, no short-chain fatty acid production like butyrate. Some of those things are essential for a thriving gut microbiome. We just don't have long-term data on what happens to human gut diversity on meat-only diet. In mice, it's not great, but we're not mice. Still, let's not pretend we know the end game here. Claim 3, carnivore reverses diabetes and insulin resistance. This one is the easiest to explain. Yes, it probably does help because it's essentially a ketogenic diet. You remove all carbs and you get lower blood glucose, less insulin production, more stable energy, fat loss due to calorie reduction, and satiety. You're eating protein and fat, which are both highly satiating. Your appetite goes down. You eat fewer calories. You lose fat. It's not magic. It's basic metabolic math and hormonal regulation. But again, this isn't unique to carnivore. A well-formulated ketogenic or even low-carb whole food diet will give you the same benefit with fewer risks. Let's talk about the brain. Many carnivore advocates claim it's the only thing that helped their depression, anxiety, bipolar, or brain fog. Why might that happen? 1, you're stabilizing blood sugar. No more crashing energy and mood swings. 2, you're removing inflammatory foods. Chronic inflammation can disrupt brain chemistry. 3, you're getting high amounts of cholesterol, saturated fatty acids, and amino acids like tryptophan and tyrosine, which are precursors for neurotransmitters. And finally, you're doing something extreme with discipline and control, which for a lot of people helps them feel like they're finally in the driver's seat of their life. That is a powerful placebo effect, and I don't mean that dismissively. Placebos are real. Belief and behavior change matter. But again, none of this means plants are evil and meat is the cure for mental illness. Our ancestors were opportunistic omnivores. Sure, they loved meat. It's calorie dense, nutrient rich, and takes less time to chew than plants. But they also ate roots, tubers, berries, leaves, and whatever else they get their hands on because they're probably hungry all the time. The whole plants are trying to kill you line is dramatic and mostly BS. Yes, some plants contain compounds that can irritate the gut or immune system in certain people, but most of us evolved to handle that just fine. Your liver exists, your gut microbiome exists, you're not fragile little carnivore snowflake. Here's where the carnivore diet breaks down for most people long term, not everyone. Nutrient gaps, no vitamin C, minimal magnesium, zero fiber, low potassium unless you eat a nose to tail. Then you have social isolation. Try explaining to your friends at dinner why you brought your own Tupperware full of steak. Well, of course, you also have digestive changes. A lot of people have constipation, bile issues, low stomach acid. All can be problems. And then you have long-term unknowns. We don't have data beyond a few years. Anyone claiming otherwise is either speculating or selling something. It's a powerful elimination diet. It can provide symptom relief, but that's not the same as sustainable health optimization. Here is the real explanation behind the carnivore diet's impact and why it actually does work for some people. You've removed refined carbs, industrial seed oils, processed foods, allergens, and gut irritants. You've simplified your eating, stabilized your sugar, eliminated decision fatigue. You're eating protein-rich meals that promote muscle retention, satiety, and metabolic function. That's not magic, it's common sense. So here's my advice on all this. If you are dealing with autoimmune issues, gut problems, mood swings, chronic inflammation, and nothing is working, try an elimination diet. Carnivore can be one version of that. Run it for 30 to 60 days. Track your symptoms. Keep a journal. Stay hydrated. Eat nose to tail. That's everything. Then reintroduce foods methodically. Find your triggers. Build a personalized, sustainable diet that works for your body, not your ideology. Use carnivore as a tool, not a religion. Because the truth is, no diet is perfect. Every human is different. And if you're chasing health, the goal isn't to eat the fewest foods possible. It's to eat the most diverse, nutrient-rich diet you can tolerate and live a life that doesn't revolve around food anxiety. Carnivore isn't BS, but the claims often are. It works for some people for very specific reasons, but if you're here looking for a miracle cure, stop outsourcing your health to steak and Instagram influencers. Get blood work, track symptoms, train hard, sleep like a job, manage stress, use your brain.